Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I decided I would just sit down here and talk to y'all about how I started my YouTube channel. Now, this is not about my journey or anything. It's just what equipment I use and what equipment I started with. So at this point, I've done YouTube for like 2 years, and when I started, there wasn't a lot of beauty related content on YouTube, like how people make beauty videos specifically, and if there was, it was just way too high tech and way too something I wasn't sure I wanted to invest in. So I thought I would sit down and talk to you all about what I thought about investments and how I saved up and how I slowly grew it in the past 2 years. So yeah, if you're interested, if you want to start not just a beauty YouTube channel but any sort of YouTube channel, or you want to start filming videos, or just anything you want to have insight into this whole world, please keep on watching. So now to begin with, when I started, I made a decision that I want to film videos. I didn't have anything at all. I used an iPhone 6s at the time, and I didn't have any camera equipment of any sort at home. But one of my friends did have a DSLR, and when I pitched the idea to him, he was very generous to come over and set up the whole thing for me and help me shoot the video. So at that time, I was using the Canon 600D, which even at that time, 2 years back, was not in stock. His camera was also pretty old. It was really good quality, but those DSLR ranges were not in the market. So with the Canon 600D, I as a person am such a tech dumb. Like, I knew nothing about technology before I came into YouTube. I didn't even know to use PowerPoint properly in school. So for me, it was a very big thing to do the whole journey. So with the Canon 600D, the first video he filmed for me and he held the setup. If you watch my first video, the lighting and all is pretty off because I was sitting right at the back. My bed used to face that way, and I was sitting right at the back of the wall, not near my window. We had no artificial lighting of any sort, and so there's a lot of darkness and no proper lighting and no proper focus and all of that. So barring that, that was the camera I used for a really long time. For 1 year, I used the Canon 600D. My friend would not always come over, but he very generously kept it at home, and every time he would need it, I would go and give it back to him. So I tried to adjust my shooting schedules according to his camera needs and timings, because I wanted to do YouTube, but I was still not very sure how long this passion of mine will last, because initially it was just a passion, and even today it's just a passion project. So I was not ready to make a camera investment or invest in any sort of equipment. I didn't even have that kind of finance. So that is about the camera. Now, not everybody has a very generous friend who will lend them a DSLR. So if you cannot, I think I would have easily been able to film on the iPhone 6s. It would have taken a little bit of a jugaad, but I could have done it. The Malvika Sitlani is a very big YouTuber, and for 2 years of her YouTube career, which was very big because she was already a model and very famous in the industry, she used the iPhone 6s for the longest time to film her videos, and even edited on her phone itself, because you get iMovies, you get all the apps in App Store. They are all free of cost. Even on Samsung, I'm sure there are many editing apps. So you can do it all on your phone. I just got the facility, so I used it. If you don't have it, you can set up your phone on a bunch of books. That is how my camera is set up even today. There are a bunch of encyclopedias, and that's on which I keep the vlogging camera, which I'm using currently. So yeah, if you have a good smartphone, you're good to go. You don't have to invest in a camera. Please do not invest in one unless you're very sure you want to do this. And that should take at least a year for you to make that decision. Okay, so next. First thing is, of course, camera. Next is the lighting. Now, I have tried artificial lighting. My friends gifted an artificial light to me, just one single light as a birthday gift when I started doing YouTube. So that was just one single light. So it wasn't a ring light, it was one studio light. With lighting, it's very difficult. You need those panels which will focus the light just on you. You know how you go in a studio and you have that entire studio set up. And to do all of that wasn't my cup of tea in the beginning. So in the beginnings, I used to just sit at the edge of my bed and film with natural light. With the Canon 600D. Once I got the artificial light, it got more convenient for me to film even in the evening time, and in the morning time I could just film whenever I wanted. But if I look back, the quality of the videos with the artificial light, I feel, is not as good as with natural lighting. The natural lighting is the best lighting you can get So you need to sit in front of one big fat window in your house. Wherever you want to film in front of one big fat window, and not just like my room is pretty small, just one square. So I'm sitting at the foot of my bed to get the lighting straight in my face. If I go and sit at the head of my bed, it'll again be very, very dark. So you need to adjust that way that it's the best lighting for you, and using natural light I think is the best way because it's free of cost, it's always available, and you don't really have to adjust the surrounding light and all of that stuff. Plus it will never get spoiled, you know. My light, after 6 months it gave up on me and stopped working, so I did not get it repaired because it was costing me half the price of the light to get it repaired, so I didn't do that. I had actually bought a tripod for that also, but by that time the light had already gotten spoiled, so this was a waste investment for me. That's why when you're investing your money in products, think twice, think thrice, because all of this stuff comes very expensive and you'll tend to lose a lot of money if you don't think wisely. Now, whereas the camera setup goes, if I'm using natural light, all I need is a tripod to stand my camera on. Okay, currently I'm using the Canon G7X Mark II. So after 1.5 years of doing YouTube, no, 1 year of doing YouTube, I was very sure that I am continuing with it. No matter how long I do it, I will continue, and it was getting very inconvenient for me to go give back the Canon every time. My friends stayed pretty far away from me. So for that reason, I saved up a little bit of money. I think, oh yeah, I had gotten a very big amount after my sister's wedding because with the Juti Churai thing. So after that, with that money, I paid the down payment for my camera, and I was paying EMI every month from my pocket money. So it was like 4,000 every month. This camera is around 45,000. So it was somewhere more affordable, because if I would go in for a DSLR, with a DSLR you have to try different types of lenses and all of that. Plus it's very heavy, bulky, needs a big ass tripod and all of that. And so I decided I would go in for a vlogging camera, since this camera, the Canon G7, is a vlogging camera, but it has great clarity, great focus. It's autofocus, so when I pick up my products and like focus, it automatically focuses on it. It has varied types of features and it's very pocket friendly, so I can carry it for like my trips and vlogs. So for 45,000 I found this to be a great deal. It came along with the tripod. I will show you through my phone what my setup right now looks like. Switching to my camera, this is the camera I'm using. It's on this Manfrotto tripod, and a bunch of encyclopedias are lined up here on my table. So, and the big window is right there. So this is how I film my videos currently. It's the best lighting and best photography setup. It's affordable and it's also working for me. So now that you've seen how this whole thing looks, I do have a tripod with me, okay? Tripods are not that expensive. This was what, 500, 600 on Amazon. So I did get one for myself. It's a great quality tripod, but the head of the tripod which attaches to the camera, I lost it somewhere once, and after that I know you get that also separately, but this particular one I don't know if I'll get it separately because it's very weird in shape, and I've lost this head only, and it didn't come with any spare heads. So it's a very great quality tripod. It has triple openings, so it will open all the way down. It is almost to my waist height. So I will leave the link to this on Amazon if I find it in the description section, so you can go check it out. On Amazon, on my storefront, I do have all my camera equipment and everything. So I'll add the link to my storefront also in the description section. So this is a very, very good quality tripod. I just don't use it anymore because I don't have the head to it. And I don't really want to spend again on a tripod because this is working for me just fine. And yeah, if it's working fine, I don't really want to spend. So this is how the equipment of my YouTube setup works, and this is how I grew forward with it. I started with a Canon and then I moved on to this Canon G7X Mark. This is still available, this camera, but I would advise you to first go ahead with your phone and then maybe after a year or so invest into a proper camera. Now when I'm filming, I switch on the AC, I keep the AC on. Many YouTubers do tend to switch off the AC and the fan. The fan has to be off and the windows have to be shut so that there's noise cancelling in the entire room. The noise cannot echo the noise. Now my noise does echo in some of my videos because I do not use a mic. I don't feel the need to, and I had once purchased a mic off Amazon, but I could not for the life of me understand the whole setup. So I exchanged it and I returned it back to Amazon because I could not figure how to use it. I feel as of now I don't need a mic. Maybe a year later on YouTube, if I earn more from YouTube and I feel like okay, now I'm ready to invest more into this, because I just got done paying the EMI for my camera, so I just don't want to immediately make an investment. That's why I'm not investing in a mic. Adjusting the noise removal and the voice and my voice modulation, I do it on my editing. So now for editing, I use the MacBook. This is also something I did not have initially. This MacBook came to me 1 year after I started doing YouTube. This was a gift from my mother. This is not something I purchased with my own money. So yes, this was a gift from my mother. When I got it, was a very, very special moment. I'll insert the clip here how we opened my MacBook, because I've actually not had a laptop for most of my life. We had the desktop computer in my house and my sister had a laptop, and after my 10th standard, I was gifted a laptop by the Society Council because of my percentage and stuff. So it was an Asus, very basic Asus laptop, so I was using that. So when I started my YouTube channel, that Asus laptop was all I had. So on that, the app I downloaded was Filmora. I will leave the icon here. Filmora is a very, very basic, it's like iMovies and Windows Movie Maker. Now iMovie and Windows Movie Maker is something you get for free. If you have a Windows laptop, you get it for free, and iMovie is also on Apple phones as well as Apple laptops. So you can use that. That is very basic, very easy to understand. Don't make the mistake to start with Adobe and all of that from the very beginning if you don't know shit about editing, because I did that. The first video we sat and like completed filming. It got done filming at around 6 o'clock, and we were going to upload it that very day. We means me and 2 of my friends. And we started editing at 6. We were trying to figure out Adobe Premiere Pro from 6 to 9 PM and we could not do it. And then finally at night my sister came home and she's like, why are you all struggling so much with a high level app when you're just starting? You know, start with Windows Movie Maker. So that's what we did then, and we started with Windows Movie Maker and it turned out just fine. You just can cut, copy, do the transitions and add music and do all of that. Like the basic जो चाहिए वो हो जाता है Windows Movie Maker में, तो you don't really need a high-tech app. Later on, I felt like Windows Movie Maker was degrading the quality of my videos. I had to learn editing all by myself, so I did all of that on YouTube. You can learn doing YouTube on YouTube itself. For editing, there are lots of types of, like Filmora itself has their own YouTube channel. So when I took Filmora, for Filmora I paid around, it was a paid app, like if you don't pay you get that watermark, which I didn't want. So it is around, it was very, very cheap, I think 5,000 for the whole year or something. So I felt it was affordable because one pura saal I used only Filmora, I did not use anything else. So Filmora does not degrade the quality, like exports your videos in high quality itself, and it's very fast. It just takes a lot of time to export, and since I was using a very purana laptop, Asus ka, my videos to edit used to take very, very long, but I adjusted, I somehow worked with that only. So Filmora, very basic, very easy for beginners. I would highly recommend that app. You can also download it on your phones and buy it. So if you don't have a laptop at all or don't have a computer situation, you can do it on your phone. Now since I have the MacBook, of course everybody on the MacBook uses the Final Cut Pro. I also use the Final Cut Pro for editing my videos. It is a paid app, so that is how I edit. It is more high tech. It took me a while to like get used to Final Cut Pro, but it is 100 times easier than Adobe Premiere Pro. Like Adobe Premiere Pro is the highest. Like I think movie makers use that and I can never get to that level. Anyway, so this was the editing part of it. Now learning editing can be a task, but you need to be very, very patient with it and learn it off the internet. Now I cannot sit and teach you editing over here because मुझे भी बहुत कम ही आता है. But you can learn everything on the internet. I will leave some relatable links down below if you are interested. For Filmora, their YouTube channel is good, and for Final Cut Pro, whatever is relatable, I will leave it down. Now I talked about editing, I talked about the setup. Now the background. Now since I said that jahan pe bhi window hai, you sit and film over there, that is the best thing to do. If behind you have a lot of clutter, you can just clear out the clutter, and if you have like drawers and stuff, like a cabinet or a window, like I have my bed's headboard, so I've just accessorized the headboard with this Girl Boss label which I got from the flea market. this chevron painting that I've done on my own. This unicorn lamp I got on Mango Shop, Mango Shop, and Mango People. Yeah, I'll leave it down below. And this Girl Just Like You painting is made by my friend Ifra, because my channel's name is A Girl Just Like You. So the whole thing, accessorizing the whole thing was my idea, because my headboard got shifted here. Before, my bed used to face that side, so tabhi the wall was clear, so we had a set of frames behind. I kept switching it up. My friends gifted me a set of frames to accessorize it. Before that, I just had like lights and one painting. So you can do anything basis your lighting. First decide ke kahan achhi lighting hai and where am I going to sit and film it, and then accordingly decorate your backdrop. Your backdrop has to be something which is very non-distracting to the audience. If your audience is paying attention to you, they are paying attention to the products you're showing, the makeup you're doing, or maybe you're cooking, or whatever you're doing, whichever YouTube channel you want to start, make sure the background does not distract them too much. So there shouldn't be a lot happening in the backdrop. When I had those paintings with a lot of quotes on it, I felt that was a very distracting background, because it had so much going on behind. So yeah, you can make the call basis that. Try, turn things around and see what works best for you. Now, saving up for YouTube initially, of course you do not earn a lot from YouTube. I've still not properly started earning from YouTube. I don't get a monthly payment. YouTube pays you every time you reach like $100. So I get paid once in 5 months, once in 4 months, and I get like $100 every 4 months. So of course that is not feasible. That's why it's not like advisable that you invest so much money into it when you're not sure कि आगे कितनी देर करना है, because the thought of doing YouTube is very fun and fresh, but when you start doing it, पता चलता है कि बहुत काम है boss. It is a lot of work. It is even I thought, oh, I like makeup, I'll do makeup videos, but then once I start to film, it is a lot of work, a lot of learning and stuff. So make sure you're mentally prepared. Once you've done a series of videos and you know this kind of work is for you, then you do it. For me, it's very creatively satisfying to sit and do everything. Takes up my Sundays. It's like a fun time with me. So yeah, that's why I like to do it. Don't invest too much, because it'll take you a while to earn it back. For me, to half my investment goes in makeup, only because makeup is way more expensive than YouTube would ever be able to pay me. Okay, so just a little tip for the beauty YouTubers out there who want to start a beauty makeup channel specifically. Don't think that you need so many makeup products to start with. This is something my friend told me कि हर चीज build up करके ही आता है. I was always a makeup lover. I've never been a big hoarder. Like I always, if I'm not using something within 5 months, it will be out of my house and given to some friend of mine or somebody who's in need and who does not buy makeup for themselves. We know a lot of such people, so we donate. Like I could donate only because I don't have space in my cupboard. So don't think that you need a lot of makeup to start with. If you have the basic essentials, my starting ke videos mein I used to use anything. So my makeup collection was very concise. I had like 4 lipsticks, 1 eyeliner, 1 foundation, 1 concealer. As a ek only I had everything, and initially I filmed makeup tutorials only with only using those products. Slowly, steadily, every month I would buy myself 1 makeup item, whatever was hot and trending at the moment, whatever I felt I needed. And even today I still do the same thing. It's just grown. The collection has grown over the years, over 2 years, and now like recently I bought myself the first Stila Magnificent Metals, that glitter and glow shadow. So it was 2000 and I've waited to buy that forever. Like always I've kept it back and not picked it up or not told anybody to get it for me from abroad, but this month that was my investment. So slowly, steadily you will start building up on your collection. As a beauty YouTuber, you don't need to have everything from the start. That's what I feel, and that's I think something every YouTuber, every beauty YouTuber who's even very successful out there, not me, will tell you that. So I have a very small family, just 10,000, but I'm very happy in that. I didn't really want for the numbers. I feel the more the numbers, the more claustrophobic I get, thinking that so many people are watching me. But yeah, so all these were the tips I wanted to give. This was one specific beauty tip, and the others apply to all sorts of YouTube videos you want to make, or just any videos you want to make. I hope you guys found this informative. I feel like I have mentioned everything I wanted to from my point of view and from a beginner's point of view. If you feel that I have not covered any bases and you want to ask more questions, leave them in the comments, because I will always reply to your comments. And if I find a lot of questions, I might make a part 2 of this. So yeah, I think this was it from a beginner point of view, that I still am sort of a beginner, and from a small YouTuber point of view, this was my opinion and my suggestions. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in beauty related content and you're here for that. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you're notified every Sunday when I upload a new video, and I will see you all next Sunday. Bye guys, love you all. Mwah.